Hello. I'm out in the link in our church, and I'm standing beside a bulletin board that Signe has done. She's been doing bulletin boards all the time while we have not been in our buildings, and it's really refreshing for those of us who are here, and we've been trying to put them up on your in your bulletin so you get to feel part of our building and our church. These days we've been in kind of a still time, a pause, as we might call it, a time when we haven't been doing life like we normally do. We've been at home more, we've been just living a bit differently. And now there's this opening that's happening, kind of like spring, like the tulips. And they're starting to say, maybe we can gather, maybe 50 people. Maybe we can be with friends if we're outside and we keep safe distance. And all of these things are coming, and so it's an opening. And we're pretty excited about this thought of opening, and the first thing that comes to our mind is, can we open our church? And of course, that's what we think, because it's the place we want to meet again together in, and we really wish we could be together. I think about the butterfly flying free. And what comes before the butterfly is the caterpillar. That little caterpillar that's crawling along on the ground. And sometimes if we try too hard to force the caterpillar to let the butterfly fly, what happens is we kill the butterfly. And so now we are in a place of needing to be cautious and wait and let the caterpillar of this whole COVID time open so that we can once again fly free as a church family. And so there is an interesting time of staying still while we're opening. And I think this is a profound thing for us as people of God. We need to learn to be still while we are in the process of opening. So I love what Signe did on the board. Know that I am still God. And so if we know that as we are still, God is still God, we're in good hands. We don't need to rush anything. We don't need to push anything. We need to be still and allow the opening. And while we do, allow our souls to open. Because there's so much that God wants to teach us, even in this time of stillness. It's a gift in some ways, although there have been so many deaths that have happened because of it. So if we can go back to that verse in Psalm 46:10 and calm our hearts and calm our spirits and be still, we will find that we will know that God is still God. I pray that you find blessing in these days as we move forward into this opening, but also that we don't get too impatient for God's growth in our lives and in our country. Let's pray together. Dear Lord, thank you for this opportunity to be still. Remind us that you are still God. And if we are still, we will know that you are God. And grow our souls in this time. Help us not to live in impatience, but to live moving slowly in the light of your Spirit and in your timing, and in timing that's safe for this world. We pray this in your name. Amen. Thanks for joining me today.